The 15th Annual Cinema Diverse Film Festival returns here to the Palm Springs Cultural Center. To tell us all about this exciting film festival coming up, Executive Director Michael Green. Hey Michael, how are you today?
Good, thank you, Conrad.
Of course. So we're back, right?
Yes.
Here we are. 15 years, it's amazing.
It is. It's hard to believe sometimes. You know, the time has definitely flown, and with all the different events that have taken place since we came back, it really does feel like it's a very short period of time.
Yes, exactly. But people this year, as with last year, they can come to the theater to see the films live, right? Or they can also stream them. Is that correct?
Yes. We aren't streaming everything because there are some films that have streaming limitations, but we will be streaming the majority of the films. And of course, everything will be in theater. Most films I'm doing twice, most features, because I'm trying to make sure people can get here and see them, because we're not running at full capacity. We're running at about 70% capacity.
And let's talk about that also. So luckily we're somewhat past the COVID days, but there are still many folks who are out there who are a little nervous about coming to theaters. So masks are required, not required, vaccination cards, how does that work?
Sure, masks are optional this year. They were required last year. We are still checking vaccinations, and so we're also trying to accommodate people that may be a little bit uncomfortable being inside a theater, because there still are folks who are. And that's why we're not doing 100% capacity this year. People that want to social distance will still be able to. So that's important. So
everybody can feel comfortable. Right?
Exactly, that's the idea.
So let's talk about how many films are actually in the festival this year. There's shorts and feature films, is that correct?
Yes, between the shorts and the features, we have about 140 films.
Oof.
So I was telling somebody the other day, it's a deep dive into LGBTQ films, and it lets us really see the breadth of what's happening in that genre of filmmaking. So it's a great festival. Very excited about it. I think, you know, there was a tremendous number of film applications this year, and it's because I think people coming out of COVID wanted to get back to work. They wanted to do things.
Right.
So we're excited to have it.
And this festival this year is going to be running 2 weekends, correct?
2 weekends,
What are
yes.
those dates?
Well, we open on the 15th, this coming Thursday night, with Bros, the big news this year. And then we'll have a full day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in all 3 theaters at the Cultural Center. And then the following week, we start again on Thursday, the 22nd, and then we'll run through Sunday, the 25th. And again, that's 4 full days of films in all 3 theaters.
And there are, I'm guessing, a variety of packages that people can buy to come see the films, or they can also just buy one film at a time?
Absolutely. We have all access passes for people that really want to see everything, and a lot of people do. It's really popular, yeah. And then we have 6-packs, which are popular. People will, it's basically pay for 5, get 1 free. And a lot of people do that as well. People buy 2 and 3, 4, 6-packs.
One of the exciting things about, I think especially about film festivals, is that sometimes there are question and answer periods associated with the films. Is that going to be happening again this year?
It is, and again, I think post-COVID, people are feeling free to come here and travel and come see the films and be here. So we have, gosh, I don't even know how many filmmakers we have coming, but it's heavier than we've seen in certainly the past 3 or 4 years. A lot of folks are going to be coming out to do introductions and Q&As, so we're excited about it. That's really what makes the festival.
I love, especially I think the film festivals here in the desert, they really seem to focus a lot on the question and answer period. And I always tell folks, when you come to a movie, be prepared, maybe think about things when you're watching the film so that you can have a question to ask those folks, because they want to tell you all about how they made it, why they made it, what they're about, what happened behind the scenes.
We're fortunate, you know, in Coachella Valley and in Palm Springs in particular, we have so many people who are film buffs. They just love film. Yeah. And they want that experience of talking to the filmmaker, talking to the actors, you know, everybody that comes out. We never, ever have people all leave. Everybody wants to stay and do the Q&A.
And you can also get pictures with the actors and the film directors, is that right?
Yep.
That's always important.
Yes.
In some past festivals, you can vote on what film you liked, and then there's a best of. Is that happening with this festival here?
It is. And for the 2nd year, we're doing it electronically. So we have QR codes that people can scan on their phone, and they can go to the Google Docs to vote on the films that they want.
So you can come enjoy film and be involved also.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Let's talk quickly about the first week. So you have Bros, which we talked about. I believe a local Palm Springs resident who is in the film will be here. Tell us who that is.
Amanda Bierce, best known for her role in Married with Children.
Love that show.
Is local, and she is going to be coming to, she plays the mother of one of the leads in the film, and she's going to be here. She moved here a while ago and has fallen in love with the theaters. So we see her a lot here, and she's going to be here for the opening.
Good. And that film, Bros, is packed with actors. Deborah Messon is in this. I think Luke McFarlane, who maybe folks may know from, I remember from Brothers and Sisters, and also a lot of the Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
Jay Rodriguez is in. There's a lot of folks. This is going to be a good one.
It is. It's the first film from a major studio that was conceived, written, stars a gay actor, and also has an entirely LGBTQ cast in the principal roles.
How rare, right?
It's
How very rare.
It's unique. I mean, it's the first ever. And we're all hoping, of course, that this film does really, really well for Universal, because it is the first of its kind, and if it does well, obviously other studios will take it seriously and get behind some LGBTQ films. And it's a rom-com. It's not a sad story. It's a happy story.
Claudia and I were reviewing some books the other day, and we were talking about, I was telling Claudia how I just want to film a book that just talks about the good things of being a gay person and the romanticness and the life of, not the tragedy that so many movies and books go to. And I think this is going to be that first film to do that.
It is. It's very exciting.
We also have Gregory Harrison, who is from Trapper
John MD.
He will be here.
Yeah.
And what film is he going to be in?
He's in a film called Jimmy and Carolyn. And he is with his wife celebrating his 75th birthday in the film. And he's visiting his son, who's gay and has a lover, and lives up north where they all grew up. He and his wife have retired to Florida, but he's coming down. We're excited to see him.
Exciting.
It'll be a lot of fun.
That's great. And now I have to talk about a film. I was scanning all the films the other day. There's a film called Manscaping that is coming to this. Tell us, you saw it. Tell us a little bit without telling us too much.
Well, manscaping has kind of become a term in the 21st century.
Do you know what the term is? I think some of you do. I think you do.
20 or 30 years ago, nobody except perhaps in the gay community knew what manscaping was. But now it's pretty much a universal term, and they have advertisements for it on television and in print. It's kind of amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah.
This film really covers the gambit of manscaping in the LGBTQ community, and it's definitely not just gay. I mean, it covers trans people who do manscaping.
Yeah.
I mean, it really covers the breadth of what that means.
And let's jump quickly over to our last the last weekend. So Jacqueline Bissett will be here. Tell us about what film she's in.
She is coming out. She's also in a really wonderful, bittersweet film. It's a story of an actress who is in her final days and a young gay filmmaker who is just starting out. And all of the conversations take place over dinner. And so they meet each other, they get to know one another. She actually stars in a film that he makes. They talk about after the film, and we follow them all the way down to her finding out that she has cancer. It's just a wonderful, wonderful film.
Yeah, I saw some of the trailers. It looks really, really interesting. So it happens for the next 2 weekends coming up. Is that correct? And you can buy tickets online, is my understanding, or come to the theater.
Either way, yes.
And if you want to volunteer, can you volunteer?
Absolutely. We have plenty of volunteer spaces available. So if anybody wants to volunteer, just go to the website and email us from there, and we'll get you in the volunteer queue.
15th Annual Cinema Diverse Film Festival here in Palm Springs. We'll see you here.